So another thing that they do is that they do a noise campaign. In my case, the noise campaign was primarily a lot of revving up engines. So when I was living in my car during COVID, there was this one or several, I guess, people who were literally nonstop rev up their engines by right by my car, like going out like one after the other for weeks or months maybe. It was literally nonstop. So the effect that this has is that whenever ever you ever hear an engine revving up, your subconscious mind will automatically start assuming that it's for you. So let's see. Um So the door slamming, so the same thing applies. So you are being exposed to to an abundance of things that happen every day, that whenever you hear them or in real life, like in your normal day to day, you start making the assumption that it was made for you, to bug you, to get in your nerves. So now back to the sex and the crystal meth. So whenever you are, so to me, crystal meth makes my libido like super active. And if people are teasing you and chatting with you in a sexual manner, uh going to play, but then once you're there, wasting your time and not giving you what you met for, you are the only thing that you have to do is to either jack off or go meet someone else. So what this does is that it gives the impression to anyone else who is not involved in it that you are constantly hooking up with people. But even if you are hooking up with people, but not necessarily having sex to any person who's on the outside, who isn't aware of what's happening to you, they are going to believe that you're constantly hooking up with people and actually getting off. Additionally, since drugs are involved and you are using, thinking that you're gonna finally get off, but they're not, and you're gonna keep looking, it just gives you the impression of that you are super ultra promiscuous, and you can't even believe it because you can in fact be meeting with people and playing around a little bit, but at the end not getting what you were looking for. You're not actually getting sex, you're just getting a person who is acting sketchy, and you can feel that you are actually hooking up, but you're not really having sex, you're only being messed around with. So so yeah so when that happens to any other person, especially if you're in a hotel, which I was, it will give everyone else the impression that you have men in and out of your room. So then this is where the smear campaign starts. So they will use your behavior, even though when someone isn't aware of what's happening to you, that it gives the impression that you are constantly having sex with a lot of people. And there's where they start producing evidence. So they start taking pictures of you all messed up and high when they think that you're not looking. And actually, this happened several times where I found my picture that someone else took on someone else's phone who was supposedly completely unrelated to who I had met. So then, with pictures and the behavior, they start producing a smear campaign. And that is where step 2 starts.